Hi everyone. In this video we are going to talk about serialization and deserialization, which is also called SerDe. I have taken this definition from the Microsoft Learn documentation page. It says that serialization is the process of converting the state of an object into a form that can be persisted or transported. So what exactly is an object? If you know about object-oriented programming, there is a concept of class and there is a concept of object. Now this is talking about that thing, that object. So if I say pen is a class, then what can be an object? Let's say jitter. This is an object. So an object will have certain properties. Let's say the ink color, the color of the pen, etc. Now the reverse process of serialization is called deserialization, which converts a stream into an object. Now this is very technical definition, as I would say. So let's say we have to understand in a better way. So how will you understand? Some of you or most of you definitely would have played some games in the past. For example, I used to play like IGI and I used to play Counter Strike, etc. Let's take an example of IGI. There were certain levels, right? Level number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till the final. Let's say I started playing at level number 1 and I am at level number 3. Now I don't want to play further, but let's say I also don't want to lose my progress till now. So what would I do? So there was a provision where I could save all my progress till this stage to a file. It can be binary file, it can be JSON file, depends on the implementation. But let's say there is a game and you have completed certain levels and you want to save the state of the game. So whatever progress you made, you just want to save that so that next time when you come, you don't have to play the level 1, 2, 3 again. I just saved all of this state into a file. Now this process is called serialization. Maybe I want to play IGI on my friend's laptop. So what I can do is I can transfer this file to my friend's laptop. So when I will start the IGI, it will take a look at this file. It can deserialize it, right? It can deserialize this binary file or JSON file, whatever it is, and it can load all the progress into memory and I can play from level number 4. So this process is called deserialization. Now, if you understand, serialization and deserialization go hand in hand because the way you serialize, the other program should be knowing how to deserialize it. So that is very important. If there is no contract, it is very difficult to deserialize it. So if I wrote this particular file in a binary format, so this particular program should understand, okay, how to read this binary file and how to construct an object from this binary file. So there should be some definition metadata that should allow the target program to deserialize the data. So hopefully this is a better example of serialization and deserialization. Now come back to here. So this state of an object. So this is a jetter pen. Let's say we want to save it to a disk. What you can do is, this is an object in memory, but you can write the state of this object to a file. You can transfer this file to some other computer and the another program can read this file, deserialize the data and construct the jitter object. So this is an example of serialization and deserialization. Now let's take an example. So let's say we have a source which is Kafka source. We have an application of Spark Streaming. So what we are doing in this Spark Streaming application is we are reading from this Kafka and we are doing some manipulations and again we are writing to Kafka topic. Alright. So let's say this particular Kafka topic has data in the JSON format. So what we need to do in Spark side? In Spark side we need to deserialize the data. So we need to understand that this is a JSON format. So we'll have to provide the schema how to interpret this JSON format. After deserializing it, we can do some transformation and again we will serialize this data and send to Kafka topic in the JSON format. Again we will send this data in the JSON format. What we are doing, deserialization and serialization both. There might be some producers that is writing data to this Kafka in the JSON format. Obviously, so producer are serializing it, writing to Kafka, then Spark side we are deserializing it, again we are serializing and writing the JSON to Kafka topic. So the whole process is serialization and deserialization is going on, and this is SerDe. This in short is called SerDe, which is serialization and deserialization. So we are also going to see an example of that in a moment. So let's have a look at this example. I have declared a case class superheroes, and it has some attributes: ID, name, age, department name, and year of admission. So this is the data that we are going to play with. These are the IDs, age, department name, year of admission. What I'm trying to do is I've created a Spark JSON, then these are some of the variables for the Kafka configuration. We are reading from one of the source topic called superheroes, and then we are going to write to two different topics here. So this is a multi-query stream also. We are going to write to one of the topic called DC Heroes, and the another topic name is Marvel Heroes. We are going to read from the latest offset in Kafka. This is the JSON format schema that we have specified here. This is Spark implicits import, and this is for converting the data frame to dataset implicitly. I have explained this implicits in a different video. Now we are creating a data frame by reading the Kafka topic. We are saying the starting offset as latest. The Kafka topic, the data there is in the JSON format. So we are not bothered about the key. So we are just casting the value as a string. Now whatever value came in, we know that this is in the JSON format. So we have to provide a schema if we want to deserialize it. As we discussed, for deserialization, we need to know what is the format, and there is some metadata that is required. So this is the format, JSON format schema, that is the metadata, and it says that the structure of JSON is in this format. Now we have used from JSON method. This is available in the functions package, this one. So we are saying that okay, from JSON, and whatever JSON value here, this is, so we read it as a string, but now we want to convert that into JSON format, and we are saying okay, this is data, and we are selecting all of the columns from that data. The final stage is converting that data frame to dataset by providing the case class name here. Finally, we are going to write the dataset, whatever the dataset that we have created here, to two different topics. How can we do that? We are filtering on the department name. So now this is a dataset. This is strict compile time checking. So the department name, if you give like S, it will say the compile time error. So that is why we have used dataset for the strict compile time checking. So if the department name is Marvel, then what you need to do is write stream to a destination topic of Marvel, which is the topic name is Marvel underscore heroes. And before writing, what we need to do, so whatever data we read, so here if you go up a little here, so we casted the value as string, then we converted that to JSON. So we deserialized it, and then finally we are serializing it again. So here this is the toJSON function. So toJSON function again converts the data into the JSON format, because this is the data that we are going to write to the Kafka topic. So again we have serialized the data before sending it to the Kafka topic. Similarly, for the DC topic, just the filter condition is different, where row or department name equals DC. Rest all remains the same. Whatever logic you want to incorporate for multi-query streams, you can do that. So you have one source and you want to do some transformation, and then you can write the data to multiple destinations. So this will be a multi-query streaming application. The deserialized dataset is there. Again, we are doing toJSON, means we are going to serialize it again into the JSON format, and finally we are writing to the Kafka topic called DC underscore heroes. Finally, we are going to start both of the streams. So now we are going to run it. So I have started this application, and I've started the zookeeper, as well as I've started the broker. Now the producer, if you see, this is the producer Kafka console producer, and this is the Marvel consumer, and this is the DC consumer. So let's put some data into the producer console. Let's go to the producer and put it here. So where this data will go, into the Marvel or into the DC? So since the department name is Marvel, it will go to the Marvel consumer. Let's go ahead and hit enter and see if the data is coming here or not. So it is coming here. The key is also coming. Key is nothing but this ID, and the value is the complete JSON. In the DC consumer, there is nothing yet. Let's go ahead and put the second record. Again, this is the Marvel consumer, and because the department name is Marvel, it is again coming here. DC is again nothing here, so I'll put two records here now. One is Marvel and one is DC. So we'll see. Now you saw like 103, 103. The department name is DC, so one record came here, and 102 is here. because the department name is Marvel. So we are consuming from one particular Kafka topic, we are deserializing it, we are doing some transformation, we are again serializing it, writing it to two different Kafka topics, and we are actually printing this via the console consumer. I will suggest take a look at this example. It is available in my GitHub. Run it locally, introduce breakpoints, whatever you want, and try to understand how it is working. That will give you a very good idea about how the serialization and deserialization happening. So I hope I was able to make you understand a little bit about serialization and deserialization and how we can achieve the same using the Kafka and Spark streaming. There are other formats like Avro where you can deserialize the data in Spark streaming application because the records are coming in the Avro format in Kafka. So you can deserialize that particular record and then process it. And again, let's say you want to serialize it into a JSON format, you can do that very easily. All right, so that's it for this video, guys. See you in the next video. Happy learning.